This is a video for how to go about utilizing the hole and thread note tool in a drawing in Fusion 360 for your engineering class. You will notice that I have a block, kind of a rectangular block with 4 different types of holes in it. And just to show you what types of holes I've created, I'm going to come up and grab the Inspect tool and go down to Section Analysis. We're going to click right here on the front face. And I'm just going to drag this back about halfway through, and you can see that we now have kind of this section view that shows us exactly what types of holes are drilled. So I have what's known as a simple hole that goes all the way through over here. I have a counter bore hole here. I have a counter sink hole that has an angle. I have another counter bore hole over here on the side. Now if I click OK, you'll notice over here in your browser menu we have a brand new thing called Analysis. And when I click on my house button, it looks like this has been cut in half and I can see the diagonal section lines here. I want to turn this off before we make a drawing. So one thing that's neat about Fusion is I can come up and just click on that eyeball and I can go back to my normal view. If I want to see that analysis again, I can just click. So we're going to go ahead and create a drawing from this part. I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to New Drawing, From Design, and where it says PLTW title block, I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Now as it loads, you'll notice the preview that we are going to get is going to be the front view. Now the orientation is looking at your view cube, so I'm going to go to Top. And when I'm in Top, you'll see it's not going to kind of let me drag out here, but I want to change the scale here to about 1/2. So I'm going to click on 1/2 and I'm going to place the object and I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Now as I place the object here, I'm going to click and just maybe drag this over. You know, you could have tapped somewhere out here. But now as I drag it over, you can see that I have a top view of that part. You know, it's no different again than coming back to our part here and going up and looking at the top view straight down. So that was the orientation view that we created. Now we're going to create for ourselves a section view that's very similar to what we just did in the previous part where we had that analysis tool. And we're going to come up to the section view icon and we're going to click on section view, and it's going to ask us, you know, what are we creating a section view of? And I'm going to tap on our view. And as I drag my mouse, I'm not going to click, I just want to reference a center point. You'll see as I drag out, I have this dotted line that kind of comes with me when I reference a center point. Let's come out here. As I zoomed out a little bit, it went away from me. And I'm going to click outside the object. I want to drag all the way through and click again. And we're going to click on our check mark. And as I drag straight down, you're going to see there's that section view. And it says give it a name. It's a full depth, and it's reading a body. It's cutting a body, this body we see over here. And I'm going to say OK. And you'll notice we now have for ourselves a section view, and it'll say section AA. Very similar to what we just had just in the part before. Now I want to give some dimensioning and say what type of holes these are, but the first thing that I want to do is I want to start creating some center marks. So I'm going to come up to center mark and I want to click on the outside edge of each one of these holes, and a center mark shows exactly where the center of that hole is. It gives us an idea exactly where the center is so we can do some dimensioning. Now a new function for Fusion is something called a hole and thread note. Now if we go to text and we go to hole and thread note, we're going to click on the outside edge of one of the circles. Sometimes zooming in will help. So if I click on the outside edge of a circle and I drag out, I'm going to click, and that means a diameter of 50 and the hole goes all the way through, or excuse me, diameter of 0.5 and it goes all the way through. We can move these around if we wish. I could even drag a hold of this and kind of drag it to the other side of the circle. I can move these. There's a lot of different things that we can do. So I'm going to go up to text again. We're going to go to hole and thread note. I'm going to click on the outside circle and I'm going to click. We can do another one. Come right up in here, outside circle. I can drag that over. I need to click on the outside to kind of place that for a second. Let me just say OK. I can come back into here. You know, I can drag this down off of the object. I can click on this little joint right here and drag it over because we want these to have diagonal lines and we want them to line up as best as possible. So it's kind of good that something like that happened where we can actually click on these joints and move them. Let's go back up to text and go back to hole and thread note and click on the outside edge of the hole and click. And you'll notice that I have these different symbols. This symbol right here means a counter bore hole. That means the outside diameter is 0.75. The inside diameter is 0.38. Now it does not go all the way through. You'll see this hole right here. This is the larger diameter of 0.75. It only goes down a ½ inch, and the inside diameter is 0.38 and only goes down a distance of 2. We have a counter sink hole, which shows right here the diameter at the top is 1 and the angle is 82 degrees. We have another small hole, smaller diameter hole in the top, 0.25. It goes down to 2.25. We have another counter bore hole right here. Now what's neat about creating drawings such as this is we would want a center line bisector that goes in between both of here. Like we would want to come up here and go to center line and say, between here and here, we want to get that good center line to show that there's a hole that goes down through this object. Now I'm going to right click and go to cancel here. And if I double click on a view, it's going to try to get this as soon as the rectangle shows. I'm going to double click on that view and you'll see something over here that says center marks and center lines. And I'm going to say, you know what, I want center lines. If there is a hole, and you'll see automatically they come up. We don't have to go up and click on every single thing. We could have done the same thing up here in the top view. If I double click, I could have center marks wherever there is a hole, and it'll place center marks for us. It's very, very, very convenient. So when we go in to dimension the location of the holes, one of the things we want to do is we want to do our best to utilize baseline dimensioning. Now baseline dimensioning can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to drag this down here. Baseline can be a little bit tricky at times, but when we go to dimension and we go to baseline dimension, what we want is from a point to another point, and sometimes it won't necessarily let you reference. So in this case, let's just go to dimension and go to linear dimension. And what we want is we want the longest dimension to go the furthest out. So the longest dimension here is 6. I'm going to come from here and I'm going to come over to the next center line from the furthest edge. And this is going from one side to the other. Makes it very easy to dimension, and it makes it very easy to see. Now we might have to move some things around. Some things are snapping here. We might have to move our section view away a little bit. So if I can click on my section view and kind of drag it down just a little bit, give us a little bit more room, I can drag these up and away so it's easy for us to read. So that right there shows us the location of the holes. Only other thing we got to do next is we have to give for ourselves a linear dimension. We need the full height of the object. It'll give me the corner here down to the other corner. It's a height of 3. Then up here at the top view, we need to know what the depth is of the object. I don't know exactly how deep this object goes back, so I'm going to kind of drag these hole notes out just a little bit. Our goal is to not cross lines if possible. It might be kind of difficult to do in this situation, but I'm going to come up to dimension. I'm going to go to linear dimension. I don't want from top to top here. That's a depth of 2. And then from my center point out to here, a distance of 1. And that is how to fully dimension that object. So I can right click and go to cancel. I kind of want to move this up a little bit. I can click on this little gray circle, drag that up, and we now have for ourselves a fully dimensioned drawing, including hole and thread notes, to give us an idea of exactly where the location of each one of the holes are, and also the hole types and every dimension that goes along with that. So this has been a video for how to go about utilizing the hole and thread note tool and the section view tool in Fusion 360.